Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. I just making a quick lesson about this code NOIR in the French colonies. And so it say the code NOIR defined the conditions of slavery in the French colonial empire, restricted the activities of free black people, made Roman Catholicism compulsory, and ordered all Jews out of France's colony. Now, first of all, we see a clear plan on making this so-called Christianity mandatory. And when you go into those slave codes, you couldn't read, you couldn't write on the plantation. You couldn't write up literature and pass it around, especially if you're trying to promote the Bible in the way that the Jews promoted it, where they knew God was for them only, and they was God's chosen people. You couldn't pass around anything like this. And this goes along with the scripture. Let me pull this scripture in Romans, because see, Romans, I think it's Romans chapter 15. It say in verse 4 in Romans, it say, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the thing that was written aforetime and the thing that was done aforetime is for our learning. You see, and that's what the strategy that the slave master did. They made Christianity mandatory, and you couldn't look at the Bible the way it was supposed to be looked at. You see, as the history records of the Jews and the Israelites, you had to look at the Bible as God loved everybody, and they found one verse that talked about he loved all Israelites, and say, oh, he loved the whole world, he loved all men, and all this kind of stuff. And you obey your slave master, taking everything out of context and pushing it with the white image, or the image of an Edomite, a red dragon. You had to go with that. And so you see clearly they got a whole code book. This is a book, Code NOIR. They had a whole book, big as the Bible, thick as the Bible, with codes in there telling them that these Jews had to be expelled out of their country. And if you was going to be in their country, you had to be practicing Christianity. You couldn't be somebody professing to be a Jew or Israelite and you going to be in their country. No. They're going to put you in captivity in some chains and tell you that you got to be a Jew. I mean, you got to be a Christian. You see? And you can't read and you can't write. Once they see that they know you a Jew probably, and they got you in them chains, you couldn't do things that even would allow you to think like a Jew. And that's read the Bible on your own. You couldn't even read it on your own. They picked out a pastor or preacher for you, and he talked to you and just tell you that God love everybody and let's sing some songs. But you're not finna read this book. You're not finna read the book, because the book is powerful. It's a weapon to all lies and deception. So they trying to deceive you. They can't allow you to read this book and get the truth. And you see, that was one of the first codes that they had. Jews, Israelites got to go. Anybody thinking like them, you got to come up out of our colony and out of our society. You see, and only people can be in our society is Christianity. Now, when you're looking at Revelation 13, at this time, in the beginning of captivity, that's when the mark of the beast was Christianity. You see, it was a spiritual thing, and it was Christianity at that point in time, because when you look at it, it says, and he called all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in the forehead. 17 is Revelation 13, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark. And so now they trying to get back to this situation, but they can't use Christianity anymore. Christianity has been destroyed. So now they got to put a chip in your brain to track you and to make sure they can control you. But when you look at the codes, it tells you that you couldn't buy or sell as a slave. You see? So that's what the mark of the beast is going to enslave people once again, putting a chip and a tracking device on them and in their mind to know what they're thinking. And so this is teaching, these writings of the past help us learn a lot about how these Edomites operate. But I'm going to leave it at that. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace of the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.